In the special news report tonight, we'll be looking into the world of video games. We will be diving into the world of Battle Royale. This is a growing series where games such as PUBG and Fortnite have become household names, and other popular video game series such as Call of Duty, Battlefield, and even games such as Counter-Strike Global Offensive have adapted the Battle Royale gameplay as options for the players. But in this report, we will not be looking at those games, but another game that is tapping into the Battle Royale genre with its own twist. This game I'm referring to is called Super Animal Royale. This is a colourful top-down shooter where you play as an anthropomorphic animal known as a super animal, where you fight to the death where only you or partner remain alive. This game is still in early access and is subject by the developer to change from the gameplay you're seeing now. I am Red, and tonight this investigative report will bring you into the many different avenues of this medium, as I will be diving deep into the mysterious culture of video games. When first observing the game, I noticed that this game was abnormally filled with a certain group of individuals known as furries on the internet. While I'm certainly not a furry myself, in order to develop and explore this culture on the internet, I had to do some research on what a group of furries were. I decided to go to the experts in order to find out. Hello, Todd Fluffo Hoskins. Thank you for having me today for this interview.
Oh yes, I'm very happy to be here. Thank you so much, Red. It's always a pleasure to be able to just talk about what's important to me, you know.
And in your definition, by your standards as you're an expert, what exactly is a furry?
Well, if I had to answer that question honestly, I'd have to say it's someone with integrity. You know, someone with a strong will, someone who's willing to make a bunch of friends, and someone that believes that, it's okay for relations to be beyond just two humans. I mean, all those things, I feel like they make up a furry pretty well.
And so, since this furry community at large is actually fairly large on the internet, how much of a cultural influence does this group have on the internet community?
I'd say that it's at least 70% of all internet culture today is based off of furries.
That's a considerable amount of percentage that you say.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say it's a fair estimate, wouldn't you?
I don't know. You're the expert.
That's right. I am the expert, and that's why it's at least 80% of all internet culture is based off of furries.
In order to become fully accepted into this group, I had to go undercover for this report. One of the takeaways of my research was that they had developed what is called a persona, which from my understanding meant they had to create your own character where you can express themselves in a meaningful way. While confused at first, I did eventually create my own character, which represented a more authoritarian figure in order to assert my own dominance in this culture. I chose a fatherly figure known as Your Dad, and while I'm not a father myself, I decided to exploit this to the best of my ability. One of the first things I noticed was that many people were very accepting of having a father figure with them in the game. But being a dad, I was able to be accepted as one of their own. Although a select few understandably did not accept me as their father figure, as much as I tried to be a dad to them. But I did try to test the waters by promoting ideology. Although it seems that the furry community does not take well to ideas of Marx and Lenin. Well, at first I sought to only promote my utter disappointment in my children so that they could build themselves up. It turned out to be a cruel tactic. It did not bode well for me and my furry children. So I had to change plans. During my research, I had come to the conclusion that many of these furries lacked any sort of father figure in their lives. So I ended up having to adopt many of these children as if they were part of my family. It was certainly a difficult task to raise all of my children during this important stage of their lives for 3 whole hours. I knew that I had to push my children to be the best that they could be in order for them to become successful within their own lives. So I had them always try and make first place in this game to prepare them for such a cruel and unforgiving world, even from their own father. Sometimes I had to compete with my own children, and sometimes it was tough on their father to get them to test whether they can pass on life. I had to do it several times to help them become more successful in the future. I had to even confess myself that I was sometimes pushing my children too hard when they came to become successful. Sometimes they were able to beat their old man and get to first place, and while I'm very proud of them becoming successful, Danny does show that he is still the head of the family. This game has a lot of customization for your character, and you're able to choose from multiple different breeds of animal to pick the animal you wish to be. Different types of animals are created with DNA points and super serum to create. The game also has many clothing options for your character, which varies greatly to allow for self-customization. Clothing, as well as your DNA and serum, are obtained by playing the game. I had to, of course, go undercover and had to make my character look as dadly as possible, and I think I had done a great job in doing so. Besides playing as Battle Royale solo, this game also includes a duo, as well as group mode, but at the time of this recording, the group mode is still in development. While hunting my furry children in solo mode was an exhilarating experience, having a partner certainly helped. Duo mode allows for you to win the Battle Royale as a pair, and you're able to have the option of going down instead of dying immediately in solo mode. Although you still have a buddy, death is still but a side swing away at every corner. The game mode is fun, especially if you do have friends to join you, though at times in duo mode, I wasn't able to get friends or partners, and although it can be difficult, gaining the nectar of victory is even sweeter when you're able to win at disadvantage. Dad wins again. Beyond my undercover reporting, I learned many different life lessons, especially when it comes to being a fatherly figure in the lives of others. I learned of the difficulties of raising and taking care of too many children despite my efforts on trying to support them. All in all, it was not an easy task, especially since I've taken on the burden of being the father of furries. Being a dad is certainly a rewarding job, especially seeing the motivation of a few of my adopted children becoming successful and taking first place. If you're hearing this, my children, your old man is proud of you all. Throughout this adventure I took for the sake of journalism, I certainly enjoyed my time with this game. From trying to get close and personal with other players, to hiding in the trees and making trick shots with my rifle, to running down lines of fire with my assault rifle, or even simply running over cute animals with a giant hamster ball, has been an exhilarating experience. And finally getting to the #1 spot out of both countless losses and struggles was certainly the cherry on top to playing this Battle Royale game. Overall, it's a pretty good out of 10. Also, there's a demo that allows you to play the game free. Link down below.